Do, 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 do. Hi, Twins fans. I'm Matthew, the unemployed Twins fan. And yes, I am unemployed, and I am a Twins fan. And since I'm both unemployed and a Twins fan, I thought, what better way to spend my time, besides finding a job, of course, than to review some of the Twins games and offer some Twins notes to all of you out there for your viewing pleasure. So, opening night was last night. It was a big night. I was excited. I stayed up late. What else was I gonna do? Uh, well, yeah. So anyway, watching the game, it was fun to see baseball again. Scott Baker, what happened to him? He looked really nervous at the beginning of the game, like the nerves were just getting to him. I think the nerves are just too much. And this is a thing that he's had going on in the past too. But as soon as he settled in after a couple innings, he seemed like he was okay, the Scott Baker of old, and I think he'll be just fine. So what does that mean? I guess it means that that big game pitcher thing with Scott Baker, it still is kind of an issue. I don't know whether it's butterflies or just nerves. He was overthrowing the ball, was missing his spot, especially those first couple innings where he gave up 3 walks. That's not what you want to see from Scott Baker. So, but he'll be okay. The Twins battled back. One of the bright spots for sure was Delmon Young, and everyone's going to point to the 2-run home run. And I agree that was that's good to see. You want to see him hitting those mistake pitches out of the ballpark. But more than the 2-run home run, he just looked like he was a different player this year than last year. Particularly in like the 4th or 5th inning, he made a nice running catch in the outfield. Maybe he gets to it, maybe he doesn't last year, but I don't think he looks like as good of an outfielder getting to it last year as he did last night. So that little things like that, and he seemed to like he was a little quicker on the bases. Those things are positives. Another positive, a lot of people were worried about Justin Morneau and his rough spring. I don't think there's anything to worry about with that. He looked like the Morneau of old last night, taking some tough pitches and going with the ball the other way at times. He absolutely smoked the pitch or a ball after a nice long at bat in the 8th inning with the bases loaded. Unfortunately, it went right to the first baseman, but that first baseman happened to be holding the guy on, which he wouldn't be with the bases loaded, of course, and the pitcher's probably pitching him different. Baseball's one of those games, so you can't really go down the what-if road, but 1 foot in either direction, and that probably ties the game and maybe even puts the Twins out in front. I think he's going to be just fine. Like I say, for sure, those two guys. One game you can't judge a whole season off one game, but I don't think there's anything to worry about with Morneau. Mauer actually had a rough night last night, and I think a lot of that's the contract. He's probably putting a little extra pressure on him, and he's gonna be fine. But he was rolling over on the ball. Span too, maybe he's putting a little extra pressure on him right now this year. But 3 strikeouts, that's unlike Span. He did have a real nice long first at bat where he worked it pretty good, and he made good contact at the end too in his final at bat. So if some of these Span and Mauer, these players are going to come around and be fine. I think what was good was seeing some contributions from the lower half of the order, and the newcomers. Twins manufacturing a run later in the game with Punto, hitting the fly ball to get the run in. That's big, and the Twins need to do that. They need to hit those mistake pitches out like Young did. The meat of their order, heart of their order is going to come around, and they're going to be just fine. So Baker settled down. I think he'll be fine. The one worry I have is Majerus. He had kind of a rough time. Matsui always gives the Twins problems, but Majerus really served up a couple meaty pitches for hitters to hit there at the when he gave up the 2 home runs. So Neshek looked good coming back. Not quite as good as he did a couple years ago, but hey, first time back, and for first time back, I thought he looked great, and he held his own just fine. I think he's gonna do great. Crane did good. So a good night overall for the first night for the Twins, despite the loss. I think they're going to be okay. So they're not going to strand all those runners every night. They're going to get some big hits from some of their bigger players, and it's going to be a fun team to watch. So the new road uniforms, though, what's up with that? I don't know if I like them or not. For sure, I'm not in love with them. Let's put it that way. So did I love the old ones? No. Do I love the new ones? No, I don't love the new ones. I guess they're okay, but I don't think they're anything too special. Probably my biggest gripe, and this comes because I'm a graphic designer. The Minnesota text just doesn't seem to go with anything else the Twins got going on. So I don't know. Yeah, we'll live with it. I think when they win, it'll look better. So, but anyway, glad. Thanks for stopping by and listening to this today. My little recap. I'll try to do these recaps as much as I can, as long as I'm unemployed. And hopefully it won't be too long. But if it is, good for you. So, stop back again and watch. And for now, this is Matthew. I'm still unemployed, and I'm still a Twins fan. See you soon.